And welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stay on this whole Liz Chaney thing
All right.
because she's taking me longer than what I really wanted to do. But unfortunately, this stuff has to be dealt with because I'm kind of sick of the foolishness. So she goes on and remember we was talking about the points that she's learned about the Obama administration, that the T-Bag has learned about the Obama administration over the past year. We left off on raising everybody's taxes. Her next one was expanding the size of the federal government. Like we said earlier in the show,
Yeah.
nothing expanded the size of the federal government bigger than the Patriot Act. So not only that, but then with this whole Supreme Court decision, which was made by conservatives, that now give corporations the same place
Right.
as people.
Uh-huh.
Because the other thing that's going to come up out of that is now corporations get a vote. So your whole, since you all are so patriotic Tea Partiers, your whole one man, one vote, throw that crap out the window.
Really good, nice.
Because if you can afford to have ink behind your name,
Two
you
votes.
get two votes.
That's right.
You get one vote under the ink and then one vote again under you.
There you go.
So that is what is so laughable. They are sitting up here milking these teabaggers as though we're so for you, we're for the American way of life, and you all are, yeah, take our country back. And they are reaming you with no Vaseline, nowhere. They didn't even put no Vaseline on your back,
Wait a
much
minute.
less on your butt.
And no time for lubricant?
Man,
I thought there was always time for lubricant.
not in this case.
Oh my God.
They ain't even put no Vaseline in your hair, much less on in your butt.
Oh.
They just reaming you, and you don't even realize it.
They sitting there just yay, yay, clapping
Seriously.
going on.
Who is the only ones actually taking away people's civil liberties? You say people have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Oh yeah, you can be happy as long as that man doesn't make that man attractive. Y'all can't be happy. And that's and the thing about it is, I'm not even trying to make this a whole thing about the gay movement, but you're sitting up here saying that gays don't have the right to be happy, which infringes upon their civil liberties because the word inalienable means God given. Means no man can tell you that this is not your right. I didn't put that in the Constitution.
I know I did.
I mean, in the Bill of Rights. I'm sorry. I didn't put that in the Bill of Rights. My founding fathers didn't put that in the Bill of Rights because I ain't had no founding fathers. My founding fathers were slaves.
There you go.
So they ain't put that in no Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Because at that time, we was only considered 3/5 of a man. So what the hell do we know about pursuit of happiness? While we getting whips across our back,
Yeah, that's true. Pick that cotton, boy.
hey, there ain't no happy times for us either.
No, no. Y'all can forget about them little dances and songs and stuff that you saw us singing.
The only ones that have been expanding the size of the federal government has been conservatives. They just been doing it the reverse. Instead of telling you, oh yeah, you can do this, they're telling you, you can't do this.
That's right.
They really are the party of no. Because they tell you, can I be happy if I do this? No. No, you can't. You cannot do that. You cannot have a gay marriage. No. No. Well, what does that have to do with your life? It has nothing to do with my life. Your gay marriage has absolutely nothing to do with me. It's not going to influence my life one way or another, but you just can't do it.
Right.
Well, why can't the states decide? No, no. You know, I would have considered that, but I still strongly say no. No. Or in the case of Sarah Palin, where this poor woman has been raped, and she said, you know, I don't think I can raise a baby of a rapist. I just don't think I can bear this. Well, that's just too bad. Had a baby anyway. No, you can't have an abortion. No. 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 Well, okay, can we help prevent our kids from, you know, getting pregnant by having sex education? No, no sex education. No. No. No, we will not talk about contraception. No. Nope. That's something for them to do at the house. You don't do it. Nope. Parents do it. But those parents are irresponsible. That's just too bad. I guess you're going to have babies. Because nope, you're not going to do it. But didn't your daughter just have a baby? Yes, she did. But no, you still can't. See, I didn't talk to mine about contraception and she got pregnant.
Oh.
But you're not going to talk to yours about contraception either. No.
So we're just going to have a bunch of pregnant teenagers running around.
If you let the conservative movement do it, we're going to have a bunch of nothing. We're going to have a bunch of babies running around with a bunch of mad homosexuals and a bunch of pissed off immigrants and no socialized programs with high taxes with no industry.
Okay.
And nations filing sanctions against us. See, because that's something else that was not talked about that happened during the Bush administration. Were you all aware that the European Union actually sanctioned the United States?
I'm sure they were, but they didn't tell you.
Of course not. You had to read that in the Financial Times.
There you go. But they didn't tell you.
But mainstream media didn't tell y'all that, did you?
Really?
Mainstream media didn't tell you about the threat that at the time the European president said. Well, it really was a threat. It was just kind of a statement of fact.
Yeah.
It said the only reason why we're still even loyal to the United States is because we don't have a military yet.
Yeah.
Well, they have one now, don't they?
U.S.
You wonder why they was clapping and standing and cheering for Obama to be elected over in Europe? Because another term of Bush.
It would have been done for.
Okay, so we've denounced that. Let's see, turn the healthcare over to the federal government.
Yeah.
Well, considering that the only part of that would have been federal government ran was the public option.
Yeah.
And that's not even on the table right now. Well, actually, it is back on the table.
It's been back on the table.
Well, you do have people fighting for it in the Senate.
Yeah.
So that's back on the table, but that's the only part of it that's actually going to be federally government controlled. The rest of it is still going to involve the insurance policies. Yeah. See, here's the thing that kind of just slipped by us in the cut. Remember Obama and Edwards and Clinton, they were all talking about universal health care.
Yeah.
And then the Democrats won, and then it went from being universal health care to health care reform.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing that the Republicans got since he's not going to govern from the center. See, we're not doing the universal health care anymore. Now we're just going to reform it. Right. Because it's broken. So we're going to shelf the universal. Forget the universal. We're just going to reform it now.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is the only time where the minority actually got everything that they wanted. And then give terrorists constitutional rights. And he wants to move terrorists to the homeland. Let me deal with the move the terrorists to the homeland first.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Renee, let me ask you this. God, not saying that you would ever do this, but hypothetical. Say you were a serial killer.
Oh my God.
Yes, just bear with me,
Okay.
Say you were a serial killer and you just killed Mike's immediate family, with the exception of Mike.
Oh my goodness.
And then you got arrested. You got caught.
Uh-huh.
And they said, okay, you got a choice of which jail you want to go to. We can either send you to Spain and let you spend out your time in Spain, or you're going to go to jail right where Mike's whole family lives.
I'm going to Spain.
In that exact town.
I'm going to Spain.
Why?
Because Mike's family going to kill me.
That's my whole point. So now you sit up here talking about he shouldn't be bringing a terrorist over to America. That's what the terrorists want. No, the terrorists want to stay in Cuba. Here's the whole thing, and this is what the whole threat is. What if they escape? Then you have terrorists on the homeland. What if they escape in Cuba? You think the Cubans would not help and abet them to get away from our military? You don't think that the Cubans would hide them, supply them with weapons and anything? You don't think that the Cubans would love to see another terrorist attack happen to the United States?
I know the Cubans would.
Especially Fidel and the Castro sons?
Yeah.
They would love it.
Yeah.
So if they actually escaped, and there was this big thing, terrorists have escaped from Guantanamo Bay. The Cubans, hide! Get underneath them! But do you know what would happen if, in Illinois, it went out?
Terrorists escaped.
Terrorists escaped from Thompson Correctional Center.
Boy, you'd have so many vigilantes out there.
But not only the vigilantes, but here's the whole thing. Hold on, I got to restart this on Ustream because Ustream, I mean not Ustream, YouTube, because they really need to hear this on YouTube.